Call me a goblin. Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche post-game show live from the Toyota Winners Lounge, powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships and presented by Bet365. The Avs win over the Chicago Blackhawks. They shut them out 1-0. That makes it 2 shutouts in a row. First time in back-to-back nights in franchise history that they get shutouts. They have had consecutive shutouts before, but never on a back-to-back like this.
We are so spoiled.
It's pretty nice.
It's very nice.
Pretty nice place to be when the Avs win by just not giving up any goals. Not
That's
bad.
a good life to live. If we could live like that more, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
That's, work vacation for me, basically.
Some fun stats here, too. Not just the back-to-back shutouts. Mm-hmm. Over the last 4 games, the Avs have only given up 2 5-on-5 goals. They've gone 130 straight minutes without giving up a goal, so a bit more than just 2 games. And their shutouts come from 2 different goaltenders.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then I think there is far less to nitpick in this game than there was against the Nashville game. Not perfect.
No.
We'll talk about it. But you watched an Avs team that went out and won this game a lot more effectively than I think what they did in Nashville.
I mean, to be able to improve the way that they did. And, I mean, it's a similar situation to last game, right? You're trending upward.
Yep.
Which at least is the positive thing throughout the game. You're constantly improving, or at least from period 1 to period 2 is where I kind of want to hone in on.
On a period-by-period basis.
Right,
yeah.
right. Like third period was, I think, a little more balanced.
They were playing with a lead.
Right. So, but that's my whole thing is like you get through that horrid first period. It was horrible.
It was
first
bad.
period. And you're leading. You hold Chicago to 1 shot.
Just one.
Just one.
Just
which
one.
Is for a team with Connor Bedard on it and a Tyler Bertuzzi who are like they're doing well for their team.
Yep. Bedard's
1
great.
shot.
That's not bad. That's the opposite of bad.
That is the opposite of not bad. That is, I mean, it just blows my mind.
I mean, it's nice to see
that period didn't feel real.
Yeah, well, it's nice to see that mentality from the Avs for a couple of reasons, too, right? Mm-hmm. Number one, I think by the end of the first period, the Avs had took a look at themselves and said, look, we've just spent 4 periods letting our goalies do all of the work for us.
Yeah.
We need to step up and do a little bit more ourselves here. And on top of that, this being a Sega Baba game, the way the first period went, yeah, you were hoping the Avs had more in the tank there. Mm-hmm. You wanted to see them burn a little bit of that energy, especially because they have a couple of days off in a row again here. It would have been pretty disappointing to see the Avs not find, I don't know about a period necessarily quite that dominant, but at least a higher caliber of play at some point in this back-to-back.
It was bound to be coming.
Yeah.
Especially, after the Nashville game where you see a little bit of period by period improvement, but for the most part, it was still very sleepy.
Yes.
Still a very balanced game for a lot of the guys where minutes are concerned. And that's exactly how they started this one off. So immediately seeing them kind of come out the gate with what they did in the second period, I mean, it's wonderful. And that's what we hope to see.
Yep. All right, let's hit our not so 60-second rundown. First period, as mentioned, terrible for the Avs. They only mustered 2 shots themselves in the period, and one of them was a dump in from Nathan MacKinnon from center ice, really. Mm-hmm. So essentially one shot. But Scott Wedgewood stands tall against the 11 shots Chicago puts in that period. Does not give them anything. Not quite as heavy of a workload as Blackwood had the other night. The Avs give up 11 shots in the first and then 11 shots through the rest of the game in the other two periods. So he didn't have to play out of his mind, but made the big saves he needed. That keeps the Avs in the game. Second period, all dominance from the Avs. They outshoot them 19-1, as Bailey already mentioned. Outside of scoring more goals, can't play much better than that inside of a period. And the Avs do eventually break through thanks to Tristan Nielsen's first NHL point and assist. A rebound created that Cale Makar cleans up with a beautiful post and in shot. And that would be the only goal of the game. The third period, Avs definitely settled in. Maybe their legs went a little bit, but they didn't get dominated. They didn't give up too much, too crazy to Chicago. And they win 1-0.
Yeah.
I used all the 60 seconds, basically.
Wow. For a... compared to yesterday.
Yeah, I was stretching to get to 50 yesterday.
Right. That's, props to you.
It was a tough one. I asked you yesterday what the grade was. You gave me a C grade. Does this at least get bumped up to like a B-?
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah. Not as many goals, which doesn't constitute an A, obviously, but sleepy performance turns into a dominant period that turns into something a little more balanced. Mm-hmm. I given the legs on them from this game alone, I feel like that constitutes more than just a C.
Yeah, I'm good with a B or a B- or wherever you want to put it. Of course, you would like to see them finish a little bit more, maybe, but I'm not gonna knock on that too much with just how good Spencer Knight has been this season. You did enough to win against him. Good job.
No, and I think as much as you want to, Scott Wedgewood got the shutout tonight. All the credit to Spencer Knight for doing what he did, especially during that first period.
Second period?
Second period.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. Yes, second period. He's proving why he is one of, if not the best goaltender in the league.
Yep. He's continued to be great this year. Fortunately, the team in front of him didn't get it done for Chicago, which is A-okay with me. Mm-hmm. No complaints on that front. Avs, let's go position by position. We'll talk about Wedgewood in a little bit. But the forward core, are we giving them the check mark tonight? Because really, your goal comes from your fourth line call-up and Cale Makar. So none of the actual scoring gets done by the guys you maybe want it to. But you also end up out-shooting Chicago in this game in the end of it. At least on 5-on-5, I don't really have a ton of problems with their play. Maybe top line too cute. I don't know.
I would... The top line wasn't my favorite tonight. The second line, I loved.
Yeah, the second line was
loved
great. Yeah,
everything that I saw from the second line tonight. Third line, I saw some things. I thought Jack Drury was okay. But that fourth line, I think with the minutes that they were given, you've got Zakhar Bardakov, who played 6 minutes, 34 seconds. You've got a Tristan Nielsen, who played 6:52, and then a Jason Polin, who played 5:03.
Yep.
That's
minimal.
Doing what they did.
Yep.
And Zakhar Bardakov was a lot more visible to me tonight than he was last night, which... Say what you will about that. I didn't think he was bad by any means with the time he was given. The second and fourth lines did exactly what they were supposed to do tonight.
I know limited minutes, so limited numbers, but the fourth line was, again, the Avs' best possession line of the game today. And some of that is close game late. Maybe their minutes get cut under the heavy pressure that Chicago's putting on at that point. But to consistently have a fourth line with two guys that are call-ups, by the way, still winning the battles, still getting you possession and going the right direction, it makes your life a lot easier. Mm-hmm. And then the second line would be the next line. They ended up on the right side of possession. They were doing the right things. For the most part, it seems like the Avs have decided that Landeskog is going to fill that role on the second line, and they looked good. I think, it's an interesting line because I think we're so used to a version of the Colorado Avalanche to love to play with pace, love to go fast. That second line seems to slow the game down a little bit. But they still play really effective hockey in the Avs system.
Right. No, that's what you want.
Yep.
Right? I don't know as though I have a whole lot more to say.
Yeah,
about
fair
that.
enough. Rest of the forward core, whatever.
They did what they needed
Yeah.
to, I guess. They didn't. Nobody gave up a goal tonight.
Right.
Nobody's on the negative side of things, which I feel like immediately is at least the closest thing to like midway as you can get, but still a positive.
Well, I think it's interesting when you compare to the Nashville game too, right? In that Nashville game, it felt like the Avs had a lot of trouble getting out of their own zone. And in the first period of this game, it's not that the Avs were possessing the puck well. They absolutely were not. But their problems were in the neutral zone, less so than in their own zone. So not good, but not leading to those disastrous high danger chances
Right.
against in the same way.
No.
So credit where credit's due on taking care of business, even if it was far from perfect. Just to give you some other numbers through this game, the Avs do technically end up outchancing Chicago at the end of it, 47-43 in Corsi events. Actual shots ended up at 5-on-5, 22-28. Scoring chances 21-16 in the Avs' favor, and high danger chances 9-7. Keep in mind, 9-7 high danger chances. The first period was 4-0 in Chicago's favor. So in the last 40 minutes, it was 9-3 high danger chances for the Avalanche.
Wow.
They really stepped on the gas and figured this game out, even if only one goal did ultimately go in for them. It's I don't want to call it great work because, again, that first period did happen. We can't just ignore it. And that, I think, is reasonable to say not good enough, even if you got away with it. But it was a good course correction from the Avs tonight.
Right. And again, not to jump the gun on it, too, because we'll talk more about it, too. But that first period, Scott Wedgewood's the star of the show.
Oh, for sure.
There. So,
No doubt.
like, he is the only reason that game maybe isn't in more of a hole. Just give it, like, they got not only outshot, but the high danger chances alone.
Yep.
Were
Chicago had more high danger chances than Avs had shots.
Yeah.
Like, that's where that first period was at. And Wedgewood did the job and then some to not relinquish a goal for the Avs. Shout out the Avs penalty kill as well. It was great, honestly.
Yeah.
No notes
there. Yeah. Nothing. Power play on the other hand.
Yeah. I didn't hate the second one, at least the first unit.
The second unit just looked
It was rough.
so lost.
It was rough.
They not just like I don't want to just say in general, but it looked like they could not hold on to anything. They couldn't get set up high. They looked abysmal.
The Avs need to figure out a forward that can play up high in the second unit, or they need to run 2D. Because Victor Olofsson was up there tonight, and he just looked like he didn't know what he was doing, to be honest.
But the thing is, though, is like that's not normally Victor Olofsson's
Right, he should be
job.
playing the half
like
wall,
that's
yeah.
not. That's honestly more on the Avs personnel for thinking like, okay, we're going to throw him into this brand new role. Okay, you're going to do great, and don't get that.
Yeah, not so much.
So.
Not so much. It doesn't score again. I think it is fair to nitpick the power play to an opportunity for the Avs to maybe get an insurance goal or an important goal in this game that can make you breathe a little bit easier.
Right.
They didn't get it. They have a couple days off. It's not like they were really stretching to save their legs necessarily, but it's starting to feel more and more like eventually the power play is going to cost you if you don't figure it out.
My whole thing is, right, and if I'm going to go on my whole spiel again, for the power play, it's almost the biggest factor that loses you the first round in playoffs last year. Like, it is one of the big, like, not capitalizing on their power play opportunities in the first round loss against Dallas is what made a lot of that series.
For sure.
And it's just very, very strange to me how that hasn't been more of a lighting a fire underneath something to make it look better. Like it looks stagnant. It looks tired. It looks like there's no motivation at all whatsoever on the second unit, especially. The first, you can make some I guess arguments.
At times looked okay. At times not so good.
Yes, but not getting that consistently is just, it's so frustrating.
The thing is, like, I'm already kind of at a loss. I don't know what else you can reasonably do with it. You've tried having different systems, moving guys around in different spots. You've tried different guys entirely. You've certainly, if you're me on the watch along couch, begged the Avs to shoot more, and they just can't seem to make it work or do what they need to do. I don't know what to do with the power play at this point.
At this point, it seems like the only thing you can do is beg somebody to put declining the power play in the next CBA meeting.
Maybe that's the angle. That's the best way to go with it. I don't know. It has to figure out a way to become more effective.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Hackstall and Bednar have an answer because I don't.
Again, that's my whole thing right now too. Is like you're over 20 games in.
Yeah.
Right. And I can't think of anything else on this team that should be a bigger deal than the power play.
Maybe the only true issue with this team right now, honestly.
Mm-hmm. It is the only, like we talk about championship traits and the Avs being an unstoppable force right now.
Yeah.
Or at least as close to it as possible. And that's the only reason why I maybe dial it back from an unstoppable force. Like that is the only thing that is truly keeping the Avalanche from being like SSS tier.
Yep. So
in this league. And I say that like as they're leading the league and it's not by a small margin. Yeah.
Had to get the nitpick out because I think most of this game outside of the first period is going to come back as a pretty positive event for the Colorado Avalanche. We'll get into all of that after our first break of the show, which we need to hit right now to shout out our sponsors, including one of our new ones in Shopify. If you didn't know, DNVR uses Shopify, by the way, to run our store, which, by the way, go check out some shirts, get yourself some. I guess I picked the right shirt today with the Avs on the goal scorer and all hail Cale. But Shopify is more than that. They've got you covered with website creation, product descriptions, emails, social media marketing, and more. They also have AI tools designed to help you maximize sales. I actually weirdly know a little bit about Shopify in the trading card space. Because if you use marketplaces, they take gigantic fees on the money you actually make when you sell stuff. Shopify doesn't have that. Yeah. So you can actually make yourself a little bit more money by using Shopify for your store. What are you thinking about when it comes to your dreams? Obviously, as a kid, you probably want to be like a hockey player or something like that. But now as an adult, maybe you're thinking about making a little bit more money and starting your own business or something like that. That's where Shopify comes in. Millions of businesses use Shopify's platform around the world, and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. is through Shopify. So turn your big business idea into cha-ching with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/allcity. That's shopify.com/allcity. Hit that cha-ching one more time for me, Tiff. Big money. Also, Cale Makar going to make big money. If you are making big money, you're going to want to get with Ent Credit Union. It is a fantastic place to be if you're here in Colorado. If you don't know, Ent is the largest credit union in Colorado, proudly serving communities all over the state, and they even are the official banking partner of the Denver Broncos. You can get in with them. You can even get the Bonix credit card if that's your thing. You like Bonix. I mean, there are believers out there, quite a few, maybe some haters too, but show up with your Bonix credit card. When you use it 15 times, you get entered into a drawing to win home game tickets for the Broncos. The Broncos debit card also gets you a bunch of other cool stuff, like 10% off of food and gear at Empower Field and no surprise fees on your account. If you're ready to bank like a Bronco, head over to ent.com/DNVR. That's ent.com/DNVR to learn more. Insured by NCUA, membership required. Account requires associated Ent Broncos debit card. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. Keep it rolling here. Get into the 3 stars of the night. Star number 3. Hard to find stars in this one. I think it was pretty easy. Tristan Nielsen, first ever NHL point on a night where the Avs only scored 1 goal. A guy who played less than 6 minutes, a guy who's playing in his 3rd ever NHL game, is one of 2 players that come away with a point. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, and Bednar said it best when kind of asking about, what he looks for in some of the guys he's calling up. He looks at their exhibition. He looks at their training camps because that's really all of the experience he has with them. He is not really a kind of guy who leans super heavily on scouting reports. He does, but he uses a lot of his self-intuition to determine which of these guys he's calling up. And this is a guy who stood out to him massively. It stood out to, I think, everyone who paid attention during preseason. Tristan Nielsen was on fire. I loved him during the Canucks-Eagles series during the Calder Cup finals. It was incredible. And he's deserved every single minute of his call-up with the way he's been playing so far in Loveland. And, I mean, that pays off for him tonight.
And I don't think Nielsen is on his way to being an everyday NHLer or anything like that. When the Avs get healthy, he is going to end up back in the AHL. But it's hard not to think that the Avs have found a little secret backdoor path to developmental success here. When you look at someone like a Tristan Nielsen earning a contract and then getting it into the NHL, a little bit of a different story, but Kiviranta, they used kind of the same path with to get into an NHL lineup with him. They've had success with things like college free agents or unsigned guys. The Avs continue to be really, really good in that area, and Nielsen is just another feather in the cap for the Avs front office. And when they do find those guys, they seem to get the most out of them.
Yeah. It gives you a lot of faith, too, because I know you and I talked about it during our mailbag episode, that development with the Colorado Avalanche has improved drastically over the last couple of years. And I mean, just paying off in spades. Again,
it is.
You're looking, I say it a lot, but the Avs don't have a really good AHL to NHL farm system.
Frankly, it's been horrible.
It has been really, really bad. But knowing you're getting at least a little bit of success with the guys that you are calling up is really, really promising.
It is.
And again, I'm not saying that Tristan Nielsen, he's got a ways to go if he's going to prove himself as a mainstay in the NHL. But seeing this early on has been, I love watching it.
And it evolves so quickly, because I'm sitting here a week ago saying, hey, I'd like to see Daniil Gushchin, get a shot with the Avs. And then Nielsen has a couple of good games, gets his first point, and it's like, well, I guess Nielsen's not giving that spot up until the guys get healthy.
Yeah. So I don't know. I wonder what Bednar kind of plays around with here in the next couple of days. If he gives a Gushchin a shot,
he might
while they're at home, maybe like that.
And you have that kind of mixed schedule coming up with another back-to-back home and away game next weekend. So
you've got opportunities to send guys down. The Eagles have a bunch of games coming up here. It would be easy to kind of get some of those guys in, but I almost wonder with a game like tonight, and the next game is going to kind of prove it for me. But what does a Tristan Nielsen do to potentially
take that next
earn
step or whatever it might be?
I don't know as so much I'd call it a next step, but earning that kind of spot until somebody comes back.
Yeah, I do think it is worth noting, if you're a guy like Tristan Nielsen, you're not an idiot. You see the depth that the Avs have. You know that the path to the NHL long term, if it exists for you, might not be with the Avs. So every NHL game is you're playing to 31 other teams as an audience too.
Yep.
This is a guy who may end up elsewhere. Not that I want that to happen, but it's just the reality of the NHL.
Yeah.
By the way, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say he's proven at the AHL level, and I think on a bunch of other teams, especially maybe some of the bottom 16, he could be like a bottom 6 guy for some of those. With the way that he played last year with the Abbotsford Canucks, the way that he's played with the Colorado Eagles, he's proven that.
He's the next Kiefer Sherwood, confirmed.
I love it.
Eagles won 5-2 today also, by the way. Pretty cool. If you are following the prospect stuff, Nikita Prishchapov finally healthy, his first game back too. So the Avs depth seems to not have a bottom right now.
Ty Felleberg goated, confirmed. Love that, man.
Feels pretty good. Second star, you go from the new guy to maybe the best player on the planet in Cale Makar.
Yeah, it's hard to not call him that, I think, right now with the way he's performing.
Yeah.
That's valid. The alien, as you called him.
The alien himself, Cale Makar.
That's hilarious.
I mean, obviously he scores the only goal. It's a great shot. It goes posted in. Good luck. He's just good.
Yeah.
But it's more than just that with Cale, right? You watch all night, and I know we complain about the cuteness sometimes, especially with the Avs forward lines, but we don't complain about the cuteness with Cale, because when Cale gets cute, it works.
Yeah.
He just, more than once tonight, he was like, I'm going to dangle a guy on the blue line, and he just does it. And it's like, oh, okay.
And I feel like that's weird to say, but it's such an underrated part of his game, I think, for some scouting reports too, because you've got all of these guys that aren't letting a Nathan MacKinnon really do that and get away with it in a game like this. Like a Martin Necas, you're not really letting him get away with that.
Yep.
But you're not really expecting a Cale Makar to pull a Nathan MacKinnon and go and do that in the ozone.
Well, and there's two pieces of this that I love, because they are expecting that with Nathan MacKinnon and Marty Necas. What do you do when, Cale Makar's there also? Like,
it's just another tool in the toolbox. It's another arsenal.
Yep.
It's another tool in their arsenal, and it's so fun to watch.
And then on top of that, that makes it hard enough for defense to cover the Avs' three superstars. Mm-hmm. But Cale Makar plays, what, did he play 27 minutes again? Or was it only 25? I don't know. He plays a ton. So the game-winning goal comes off of a Cale Makar shift with who? The fourth line. Mm-hmm. He can elevate lineups that aren't just, you're just playing with Nathan MacKinnon. That's the thing everybody loves to say about Nathan MacKinnon's wingers. Cale Makar plays with everybody. It looks great with everybody on this hockey team. It's silly.
I want to read just a couple numbers.
Oh, baby, I can't wait.
Leo Carlsson, Willie Nylander, and Jack Eichel are all currently tied with Cale Makar in points.
Oh, cool. So, all-star caliber forwards?
Yeah, that's 9 goals, 20 assists. He is currently rated 8th in the league.
You know how many?
That is insane to me.
There are hundreds of forwards in the NHL that would do anything to have 9 goals right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Cale Makar is a defenseman.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just, obviously, I mean, some of these guys have one more goal than Cale Makar. He's doing this with assists. Like, if we're going off of assists alone, by the stats, Cale Makar is currently ranked above Nathan MacKinnon, but they're still tied at 20. Like, that's... Whoa. Yeah. I don't... It's not something that really computes in my brain. 20 assists, tied for second in the league. That is...
Very ridiculous.
Wow.
Very ridiculously good from Cale Makar. I want to talk about his deep partner tonight, too, but we'll get to that in a little bit. For the second game in a row, the first star is an absolute gimme. You pitch a shutout, you're getting the first star. It's that easy. I think it's super encouraging to watch Wedgewood throw out a game like this after a night off, too. Mm-hmm. You always wonder, and I know Wedgewood is a career backup, and he's good at what he does. He's used to not necessarily playing every night. But that's a hard thing to do, to keep yourself in a rhythm, to keep yourself playing well, and then to go out and face a team like Chicago, which I'm not saying Chicago's the best team in the league, but they have a lot of fun offensive talent on that team, and Wedgewood just said, nope.
What was kind of funny to me as well was the fact that you get a Mackenzie Blackwood earning a game, earning some more minutes.
Right.
And he took that and
for
said...
Blackwood.
Right. No, but that's what I'm saying is, like, Blackwood goes out and he's like proving, I'm still where I need to be. I'm exactly where I need to be, and I deserve those minutes. Pitches the first shutout of the season.
Yep.
Basically says, hold my beer to whoever is like, I'm down this season. Like, he's not. And then Wedgewood goes and does that.
For the second show in a row, to use an Ericism, when you have that goaltender competition with guys with the right mindset, it raises them both up, right? Mm-hmm. Now you have 2 goalies that are playing, at least for the last game, their best hockey.
Yep.
And, I don't think this is a conversation that's really becoming there's a goalie competition. I don't think that's what it is, but I do think it is helping both goalies push each other to be the best they can be.
And I know I made the joke at the beginning of the show. Are the Avs like truly the most spoiled they've been with goaltending in a while?
Yeah, I mean, Kemper and Francouz was really good in the Cup year.
Yeah.
At least in the regular season. Obviously, the playoffs got weird because of the Kemper injury. But yeah, I certainly better than any of the post-Cup teams. I think probably you feel more comfortable than you ever did with the Grubauer pairings. Mm-hmm. Not that Grubauer was bad in Colorado or anything, but There's just a lot of confidence in the Avs goaltenders right now.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
We talk about the goaltenders elevating each other,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But you get a performance like that from the team in front of them,
right,
as well. They're holding their own. And I thought in Nashville, maybe they're leaving Blackwood out to dry a little bit. You see that cleaned up.
35 shots is a lot of shots.
Yeah.
22 is not as many.
No. So you see that cleaned up on some scale today, or at least some of the shots that they're giving up against Chicago aren't like they're leaving Wedgewood out to dry. Like they're creating a little bit of traffic. They're creating something to make Wedgewood's job maybe just a little bit easier.
Yep.
But that's the goaltender effect, right? Is not only are you these guys, and Blackwood and Wedgewood are like best friends in that locker room. I love watching their dynamic.
Tight,
it's so much fun. But you see the effect that it has on everybody. Landeskog kind of joking around with him. Everybody, and you're supposed to build up your goaltender, but it is genuinely like they have all of the confidence in the world in these two guys.
And why wouldn't you after this weekend,
right,
Tammy?
Right.
It works out great in that way. We do need to take our second break of the show, so let's make sure we hit that. And you can get with our sponsor in Brunt. You see that? You can't because you looked at me, but there's a boot right there on the table. Get the Brunt boots. They're fantastic boots. You can get $10 off with code DNVR there. Their best-selling Marin work boots are not only built for the toughest job sites, they're completely waterproof. So it's a rainy day. If you're standing out in some puddles, they've got you covered there. Brunt isn't just about the work boots, though. They offer a full range of high-performance gear built for tough jobs, from heavy-duty work pants to weather-resistant jackets. Brunt designs durable, reliable workwear to keep you protected and productive in any conditions. They have great stuff. They also sponsor the Boston Bruins. If you watch them, they can walk in their Brunt work all the time. So super cool stuff from them. They were founded by some blue-collar guys. They started Brunt after all their friends. And the trades kept telling them the big brands had stopped listening and hadn't changed in 100 years, so they wanted to bring the good stuff. All of Brunt boots carry the names of real workers in the trades who test and inspire them. So with temps dropping and the holidays coming up, it's time to treat yourself or the hardworking man in your life to real comfort. Skip the throwaway gifts and get him something built to last. Brunt Workwear. Our listeners get that $10 off with code DNVR at checkout. That's bruntworkwear.com and use code DNVR. Order today and let them know you heard it here on the show. And then once you got your Brunt Workwear, maybe you got a little extra money to throw down with Bet365 as the presenting sponsor of this show. Only hit one bet tonight. You know, kind of a weak night for me this year, but one bet's not too bad. Even that, you about break even, honestly, with 3 bets if you hit one. They are, of course, a proud partner of the Colorado Avalanche, too. They have early payout offers in the NHL. If your team goes up by 3 at any time that you pick to win, you get paid out immediately. And the coolest part is when you sign up with code DNVR365, put in $10, bet $5 on anything, win or lose. You can lose the bet. You still get $150 in bonus bets to play with, which can go on pretty much anything. It's like playing with a bit of free money. If you win it, cool. That's money in your pocket. So get with Bet365 today, where, of course, things are never ordinary, and use that DNVR365 code when you sign up. Of course, when you do gamble with Bet365, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. Over 100 likes already. Much appreciated, chat. Here is the Dr. Dubs winner shots. Get some Dr. Dubs in chat and take your medicine. We appreciate y'all. 9 straight for the Colorado Avalanche.
Lucky number hit. I'm
Another.
proud. I love it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And
very excited about that one.
Chad has been asking for 10 since they got to like 6. So
Yeah.
one more to go there.
Double digits would be, that'd be fun.
Double digits is great. Then they can win 11 and 12, and then I'm scared. I don't want to go blonde, all right?
Oh, God.
I mean, there's a
I'm
small
so
part of
ready
me
to
that
see
does.
it.
There's a small part of me that does, but
Just for the vibe, Rudo. Please.
if they get that, if they get to 13, I'll do it. That's what I said. That's what I said from the front on that one.
Oh, God.
But I did
So
want
ready.
to get into some of the other players in this game that mostly I want to talk about Devon Toews. Because Devon Toews didn't score tonight, as did the majority of the Avs lineup. But a guy like Connor Bedard is in this game, and for the most part, the Avs were matching Toews against him. And Toews put in work tonight. What is supposed to be the upcoming one of the most dangerous young kids in the NHL? Bedard was hardly dangerous at all tonight. Really did not produce much danger from the front, and that's Devon Toews working him pretty consistently throughout the night, especially Toews' stick work. Any puck that comes to Bedard in the offensive zone, Toews was like, no, I don't think you're allowed to do anything with that. Bedard did finish even on Corsi 4 numbers, but when you actually look at what he generated as far as high danger chances, you're not getting a ton out of him. Only 2 high danger chances with him on the ice at 5-on-5 the entire night. It's just quality defense.
This is the second game in a row that I've really, really liked Devon Toews.
Yep.
And it feels really weird to sit and complain about the fact that he maybe isn't producing much offensively when he's playing that defensively sound.
Yeah.
And I think it's a perfect match for a guy like Cale Makar, who, you're not afraid that he can go and do what he does, dangle around people in the O-zone, because you know you have a reliable guy on the back end covering him.
Sometimes you have to know the role you need.
Right.
Not necessarily season long or whatever, but in any given game, what the Avs needed out of Devon Toews was shut down Connor Bedard, and that's what they got.
Yep.
So,
I mean, again, 2 games in a row.
Yep.
Where you're getting something that is really, really, really defensively sound.
Full credit to the Avs here, and I want to check in on the stat sheet with Dick's Sporting Goods here. I know we talked about it in the first period, but I really want to reiterate the swinging momentum of shots on goal in this game. 11-2 in the first period to 19-1 in the second period. The Avs, in the last 40 minutes, the Avs outshot the Chicago Blackhawks 24-11.
Yeah.
That is dominance. And why I like that stat so much, particularly in the second period, is just how high the Avs ran up that shot total. This is a team that would not take no for an answer when it comes to getting that goal and winning this game. They understood they played a bad first period, but they understood they needed to step up and keep the pressure on in that second period until the dam broke.
Yep.
If you end that second period, it's 0-0, regardless of however many shots you got on goal, you're in trouble. The third period, you know your legs are going to go. Instead, they get to go into that third period protecting a lead because they kept pushing, and then finally breaking through.
Well, and that takes the wind out of Chicago's sails, too, because, I mean, you do see that they hold the Avalanche to 2 shots in the first period. Like, that's
not a lot redeemable from that first period.
Right.
Like,
But that's I loved what Jay said in our interview beforehand too, was you're expecting the best out of the Chicago Blackhawks, and they got that for 1 period.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So it's hard to say that you're maybe it's not their best by their standards, because you are catching a sleepy Avs team for a couple minutes.
I mean, I think that first period was Chicago's best. The second period clearly was not.
Yeah.
But it was pretty close to best from the Avs.
Yeah.
And then the third period is where I'm interested in what your take is on this. Is that third period Chicago's best, but the Avs just stepping it up a tier to limit them a little bit more? Or is that third period mid-range for both teams?
I'd say that's mid for both. Like, I think that's a fair thing to say. Just because, you get 2 periods that are so severely skewed in each direction. I feel like that kind of period was bound to come for both teams, where no one team is really dominating the other, and you're getting the best with tired legs from both.
This is anecdotal. I'm usually a numbers guy. I like digging into the numbers and having that underlying statistics. But a lot of this third period, to me, really felt like an experienced veteran team that knows how to win and a young team that doesn't.
Yeah. Which is not a knock, I think, on Chicago, because they've taken steps and strides, especially in the last few years.
Moving in the right direction.
Right, which is all you can say.
Yeah.
Right. But to keep up with the Avalanche in certain situations the way that they did, I think is deserving to give them that credit.
Yep.
But it really does. It's also hard when the Avs are the measuring stick for the league right now.
That is the best team in the league.
Right. And so it's really easy to say, like, the Avs were the best and Chicago was the worst. It's really easy to say that with the way that they're winning.
It's also
right now.
accurate.
So it is. But like it feels I don't know. Like that's just the reality of the situation. The Avs are that team right now. That's the team that you are like, you're going to get the best, at least for a certain stretch of every game out of each team that comes in and plays the Avalanche or goes out and hosts them. And Chicago, unfortunately, like, I mean, nobody's beating this team right now, or at least not
in the last 9.
Not in the last 9. And I don't think I stand by my good vibes heading into this one. Like, I didn't think Chicago was going to be the one to break that dam.
Power to you. I did not have good vibes going into this game. Happy that the Avs came out of it with the good vibes.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's still like 4 games away, though. We got time.
That's a later problem. But yeah, I don't know. It's Chicago's getting there. It wasn't going to happen tonight. I remain pretty firm on that. I will say though, while we've already kind of had a little bit of the goaltending conversation, this seems like one of the most legit goaltenders the Avs have run into so far this season.
Yeah, This was not. I think there have been some nights where I'm like, wow, pucks are just hitting this goaltender. The Avs are just catching bad breaks. No, Spencer Knight was for real. He made a lot of quality saves on the Avalanche tonight.
So I was really pleased to kind of see that. And that's one of the, like, that was a big test for the Avalanche tonight. Like, yes, finding your legs after not having them for almost a full 60 in the last game. And it's unfortunate that this is the first time you're running into a Spencer Knight, because I think if you catch a rested Avs team, I would have loved to have seen what a true test that was.
What if they put up 40 shots on him or something like that?
Like kind of test that out a little bit. And I still feel like I'd be saying the same thing about a Spencer Knight after a performance like that. Like this, he's legit right now. And the question sort of becomes like, how sustainable is that? But like he's take what you got at this point. Like if you're writing a goaltender that's playing that hot right now, like more power to you.
It's the same thing the Avs are doing with Wedgewood.
Right. So like it's that was really fun to see tonight.
It was. You know, this is Knight's really his first stint as a true starter in the NHL. So we'll see if it lasts, but I do think, not a goalie guy, I'm not going to pretend to know the minutia of like his positioning and how effective he is at reverse VH or whatever you want to talk about.
Right.
But it looked good to me.
Yeah. No, so. I thought, again, I mean, I love goalies. It's why I became a hockey fan, and being able to kind of see, you know, he was positionally sound. He's making a lot of those really good lateral movements to cover posts and keep the Avs out of it. And they get lucky with a few post hits, but that's, I think, a testament to a good goalie. You're taking away that much vision from a player to where, you know, you're covering your windows.
Look, I love to talk about post hit as unfortunate. I think especially when you see those pucks that hit inside of the post and don't go in, like Cale Makar has done so often this year. But the reality is, if you hit the post, then you didn't score. Like the goalie had the part of the net covered that mattered.
Right. No, they did their job.
Yep.
At that point. So like they're protecting the net. And
they are.
That's all that matters out of that. So
yeah. Credit to him, but was not the better goalie tonight.
No. I mean, it's hard to be the better goalie when the other guy is pitching a shutout.
I mean,
so
yeah, not wrong, but genuinely, and I know this is like kind of a dumb question on the front of it. When I say, how many times has the Avs goalie been the worst goalie this season? And you can look at their losses and say, well, every time they've lost, the goalie's been worse.
But that's not really the case.
Yeah, I don't even know that that's true. It's certainly, at least in 2 or 3 of those overtimes, you're looking at a heinous turnover that, what can your goalie really even do about that? Right. And night in and night out, you know, I guess there's a couple games, the game Wedgewood got pulled. There's definitely a handful of nights where the Avs goalie has been the worst goalie, but it has not been often.
No. I mean, you make the argument that for every single overtime situation they've been in this season is because your goaltending has bailed out most of those.
Yep.
Or at least held you in.
Gave you a chance, for sure. Yeah.
So that's, I mean, the big thing for me. And it's a testament to what the Avalanche have been able to do. A lot of those overtime losses aren't on the goaltending at all. That's more so the guys in front of them, which we've already, I think, beat that horse enough.
Yeah.
But I think that is a huge testament to what this goaltending has been for this team.
It's
the
great.
fact that again, we talked about it beforehand, but one of 4 teams to make it through 20 games without a single regulation loss. And that's, yes, a testament to how well they're performing on the ice, and that goes for goaltending.
They showed the graphic on the game tonight. With tonight not being a regulation loss, the Avs move into third. They're only tied for third for teams with one regulation loss. If they do it again on Wednesday against San Jose, they'll be in, I think, tied for second, actually. So
it's going to be hard to beat that Philly
37
team.
games.
37
That's
games is
outrageous.
crazy.
Like, what was happening in the 70s? What is going on?
That's unrepeatable in today's NHL, I think, unless the Avalanche decide to go God mode.
I mean, I'm here for it.
I'm totally, like, I'll take it.
I'm going to be like dyeing my toenails if they go that long, but
we're going to be finding things to do for all of this. I love it. Oh, gosh, I don't know.
We do need to jump in for our final break of the show, so let's make sure we get that, and then we can start winding things down. As, look, the Avs seem to have spent a lot of their money wisely on a lot of their options this year. If you want to make sure you're taking care of your money in the same way, you're going to want to get with Monarch. Monarch is a full financial command center. They show you everything you need to know. Your bank accounts, your investments, where you're spending your money. They've got it all for you. So you can go in with that. And look, it'll probably tell you something about yourself. You learn exactly where you're spending your money. For me, a lot of it's going into Pokemon cards. But maybe you eat out a lot. Maybe you are buying a ton of clothes. Whatever it might be, Monarch breaks that all down for you and shows you exactly where you are getting your money. They'll show you where you're being inefficient. You might even discover, you might have some 401ks lying around from an old job or something. They've got you covered over at Monarch. It's proven too. They've been named the best budgeting app of 2025 by the Wall Street Journal. Forbes named it the best app for couples, and there's tons of other things out there that show that Monarch money is really legit. So go get with them. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code DNVR at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code DNVR. Once you've got your money sorted with Monarch, you're going to want to go check out the official vehicle of DNVR, which is Toyota. Trucks have been in their DNA for generations, if that's your thing. They've got tons of options there. If you're an SUV guy, maybe you got dogs like me and need a car to lug them around, they've got things like the 4Runner. And of course, they've got sedans too. Whatever it might be, 17 different vehicles with all-wheel drive. The rainy, snowy, cold weather finally here in Colorado. So you're going to need
waiting on the snow.
Yeah, I know, but it's coming. Trust me. You're going to want the 4-wheel drive when it gets here. Do it with Toyota. If you're just trying to save money on your commute too, they have 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, even trucks like the Tundra iForce Max Hybrid. So visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you, including AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota and Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain State Toyota in Denver, Stevens Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevens Toyota West in Lakewood. Again, Toyota, not just the official vehicle of DNVR, but the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche. Let's go places.
Saw somebody in the chat mention you dyeing your beard. The Avalanche, I think, have to start losing.
Yeah, I
you to
have to keep
a beard to
shaving
dye.
the beard as long as they win. So beard's not getting dyed. The head will get dyed if they make it to 13 and wins in a row.
Yeah.
But beard, not happening.
Do you want to mention Jason Polin and Tristan Nielsen officially sent down?
Yep.
So
not super unsurprising. And the Eagles, I do believe, will play again before Wednesday. I'd have to double check.
Look at that really quickly.
We can pull that up. While she's looking that up,
They do not.
they don't.
Actually.
Interesting. So
They don't play until Friday.
Okay. So maybe LOC for Wednesday? Maybe that's the play there?
He's played dad a little bit, and now he can. I mean, hip's feeling fine.
That baby cried all night one. He was like, get me back in. Get me out of here. Like.
So, I mean, if that's what that means, I'll take it. If not, we talk about a goose chin.
Yeah,
potentially.
I would have to think if they need a call up, that would be the option then.
You've also got a Prishapov. who's
Yeah.
freshly returned as well. Can't imagine. I don't know how they deploy that.
I wonder if they go with him first game back, or maybe Ivan is someone who's played a couple games. I guess they could bring Cale Makar back too, who
Yeah.
they've seemed to be preferential to so far this year. So there's options.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels good. It feels good right now, top to bottom in the Colorado Avalanche, even in some weaknesses in their game. It does feel like the Avs always have an answer back. You know, not necessarily, we scored on the power play, but our PK is great.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a terrible first period. Our second period was even better than the first period was bad. Nashville game was not very good. Okay, the Avs were the better team in this one.
It's really hard to complain about some of those things and making those justifications when they're not losing games.
Yeah.
I feel like when they inevitably start to maybe get in some sort of rut this season, because it's not sustainable to go the rest of the season the way that they are now. I want to bring everybody's hopes back down to earth a little bit. But in this way, like once they start losing games, we start to ask those questions of, okay, yeah, the power play's been horrible, but the penalty kill's doing its job. Yeah, they're clawing their way back in games. They're giving up leads, but they're winning. Like that starts to become a more prevalent conversation.
Yep.
Like it's hard to justify those things when some of those things could be difference makers. And that's why I feel like we're doing so much nitpicking right now too, because that could very well be a conversation we're having in a week, 2 weeks.
For sure. You can never be stagnant about it. As the fan base, as the Avsosphere, absolutely. Enjoy the wins. Don't overthink it. Don't nitpick too much. We have to a little bit because, you know, we talk about the Avs all day, every day.
Right.
So there is some of that, but you are almost certainly in the best stretch of the season for the Colorado Avalanche right now.
Yeah.
With 9 straight wins. Enjoy it. You can acknowledge the issues.
Right.
And valid, but also you're winning.
And not just winning, but so early in the season.
Yep.
Too. Like again, they're just over 20 games in. And that's like this is already the stretch that we're talking about. Like they've had their first 10 game segment to feel things out, but they're in such a good place right now. And you're maybe not used to seeing some of these point streaks so soon. Like this is a point streak I'd maybe expect midway to end of the season once they've finally kind of gotten some legs underneath them. They're still figuring things out. I did not expect them to be in this position currently.
There are a couple of numbers in the standings you want to look at. We've talked about the goal differential a ton. +1 there. They're up to 38. Someone on Reddit posted this. I forget who it was. I'm sorry. But their goal differential is more than the next 3 teams in the standings combined. Carolina, Dallas, and Anaheim all combined for +34. So pretty good on that front.
It's insane.
Goes beyond that too, though. The standings points, the Avs are 7 points ahead of anybody else in the NHL. No games in hand shenanigans, none of that. At minimum, they're 7 points ahead of everyone, including Dallas. Their actual regulation wins is also by far the best in the league.
Right.
In the first 10 games of the season, we were talking about the Avs. Are they overtime point merchants a little bit? Maybe. They now have 15 regulation wins. The next closest team only has 10.
Right.
They're dominating teams in regular hockey.
What more can you ask for? And
Not much.
that's I feel like the biggest point, like stamp of approval I have is that, you know, yes, their penalty kill is performing at another level right now, and I really enjoy it. The worst penalty game, penalty kill game they've had this season was against the New York Rangers, and that's, you know, I toss that out of the trash, out into the trash, just because of how they've bounced back with that.
Totally.
But
totally.
I feel like the biggest, like, I'm so happy this is happening, is that 5-on-5, and what they're doing there. Like
Monumentally the best team in the league at 5-on-5.
It's that feels like the biggest thing that I'd love to like heart positively on is they are doing almost everything right in that regard.
I think it's worth noting too that they are very balanced in their schedule. There are some teams this year that are either really good on the road or really good at home. The Avs are great in both categories. 8 wins at home, 8 wins on the road. They're doing it everywhere. They're doing it in every situation. Injuries haven't slowed them down. Personnel changes haven't slowed them down. Every situation The Avs aren't perfect, but they're finding a way to do what they need to do. And that's the type of stuff that I think, yeah, you're a legitimate contender.
Yep.
You're not going to win every night. You're not going to play perfect every night. But when you need to grease one out against Nashville, you find a way. When you need to win a game 1-0 against Chicago, you figure it out. Some nights you get to win 9-1 against Edmonton. Awesome. Everybody wins when they play their A game and they play against a D game from the other team.
Yeah.
When you play your B- game and the other team plays their B- game and you're winning, yeah, you're good.
Yeah. I guess I will pose this question to you then. Looking at the Central Division, you've got a Dallas Stars that are 30 points, second in the division. You've got a Minnesota Wild at 28, Utah Mammoth at 25. What is the biggest threat for this team divisionally right now?
I mean, it's Dallas by default, but is there one? Like, is there a legitimate threat right now to the Colorado Avalanche in the NHL?
Yeah. It's when you're leading the next team by 7 points.
Right.
Hurricanes lost today. They're sitting at 30.
Yeah. And there's we're talking about how this is going to be the best stretch of the season for the Avalanche. There's a non-zero chance that this is the best stretch of the season for teams like Dallas and Minnesota. Dallas is 7-2-1 in their last 10. Minnesota's 8-1-1 in their last 10. And they've both lost ground to the Avalanche over this stretch.
Yeah. It's really difficult because I want to sit here and make comparisons, and that's about as good as a comparison can get.
Yep.
But if the Avalanche continue to play at this level, or at least dang near close to it, I hate continuing to use the word unstoppable, but that's what they become.
Yep.
They are putting themselves so far out of reach of any other competition right now. Having 7 points up on the next team down in your division is crazy work.
The Avs are playing .840 points percentage hockey, and that's not going to continue. We've talked about the parts of the season where they're going to slide a bit. There's no other team in the league that's even playing .700 hockey. So they have room.
Yeah.
They'll be all right. Even when the slowdown comes, they've given themselves a cushion that allows them to be imperfect later in the season. And if this win streak keeps going, if it starts to extend a little bit, it's still November. I'm really not going to say, oh, it's out of reach until January. But the fact that I'm saying it could be out of reach in January is just how good the Avalanche have been.
I guess I'll pose this to you then, too. We did our 3 stars. Obviously, Wedgewood gets that A tier from us. Who was the worst guy on the Avs tonight?
It's tough. I don't think it was Natchez. There are some plays I would have liked Natchez to finish, but I do think he controlled his play better a little bit. There are some maybe errant passes, but there are also some good plays from him. I know we called Natchez out in the other game. That's only why I bring it up. I do wonder where you start to find a place for Olofsson right now. Feels a little bit awkward. You've taken him off the first power play unit with Landy moving up to the second line. Olofsson's not getting a ton of time. And I didn't think Olofsson was horrible defensively tonight. I thought he had a couple of nice plays. But we've seen the offense maybe get turned down a notch or two in the last couple of games. Was he the Avs' worst player tonight? I don't know. I don't know that anyone was truly bad tonight, even with what happened in the first period of this game. Let me just look at the numbers really quick and see if this changes my
We got
mind.
time.
Yeah.
But
He was their worst possession forward tonight, was Olofsson, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll stick with him then.
I only ask because it's for me, it's really hard to pick that out in a
Yeah, no, I
game.
agree. I agree. I don't think you have to really pick a worst forward necessarily tonight. And I think the Olofsson maybe struggling a little bit is more of a testament to some of that mixing and matching you're doing in your middle six, your bottom six. A line that really seemed to click of Landeskog, Kelly, or Landeskog, Drury, Olofsson has been broken up with Kelly moving up to that third line. And love Parker Kelly. Maybe the offensive ability isn't quite as capable or doesn't play off of Olofsson quite as well. because Kelly realistically is more of a fourth line player in the NHL. Great at that, but maybe you would like to find a little bit more offense out of that third line that you don't have right now because you're thinner than you'd like to be because of injuries.
Yeah. And I want to say Parker Kelly did his job tonight.
No,
too.
he was
second
fine.
in hits with 4.
Had a couple of
which-
block shots
yeah.
too. Like did a good job for his role on the team. Absolutely.
Yep.
So are the Avs a spaceship? Have we graduated from wagon to space rocket at this point? I don't even know what we're at.
I feel like it's hard to find an adequate, like realistic term
Yep.
or level to put this team on. Like that is how good they are performing right now. They have absolutely surpassed wagon. Everybody's hopped in. They're hauling this thing now. They need something bigger.
They're in the Land Cruiser or something, the limo.
Oh gosh, yeah. They need something a little more bougie with the way they're working right now.
There you go. Upgrade. That's what I'm talking about.
Love it.
We are going to wrap this thing up. We appreciate all y'all hanging out for the second shutout in a row. Over 300 of you in here. That's super awesome. Avs, life is all good. Even if they are imperfect, you don't get much better than 9 straight points in 13 straight games. We're drifting into silly territory.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Bailey? Or are we out of here?
Let's get out of here.
Let's do it. Go read Bailey's Insta reaction up on the site. Consider becoming a diehard or a Supporters Club member if you like what we do. This has been the DNVR Avalanche postgame show presented by Bet365.
We all silly like the mayor.